For the first time, they're letting us into one of these communities. Right now, we are in Kibbutz Kfar Aza, the site of one of these massacres. Right now, you're looking behind me just how close we are to the Gaza Strip. These plumes of smoke behind us here, less than a quarter of a mile away. This is a very, very active scene right now. And we are going through the community. I can't even describe the images that we've seen. I think it's better for you just to see them for yourself. Community cars, all right here, completely devastated. This is some of the destruction we've seen. They don't even have the exact number of how many people were killed as we were walking through here. They're still escorting bodies of Israeli citizens who live in this community, still transporting their bodies out of here. They say anywhere from upwards of 70 armed terrorists infiltrated this community. Some of the bodies still lining the area, graphic images, but this is the reality of exactly who was able to infiltrate here. Now, this isn't a war scene. That's what one of the commanders said. This isn't a battleground. This was not soldiers fighting against other soldiers. These were terrorists infiltrating families, babies, grandmothers, all of them here in their homes. You can see how active of a scene this is right now as these soldiers continue to patrol the area for us, because
Nicole, we're seeing that they're getting into firing position. Sorry to cut in here. We see soldiers dropping to the ground in firing position behind you. There's still active threats in the area?
There are still active threats in the area, David. In fact, as we were coming here, we continue to hear active gunfire, and they're urging us to listen to every word that they say, because this is very, very much an active scene. While they hope that there are no terrorists in the community, but they say that's even a possibility right now, because it's so difficult to comb through these areas. But you can see this massacre. That's really the only way you can describe the smell. It smells of death here. Now, there are so many different other journalists here, and the commanders want to show exactly what's happening. So even though it is a dangerous situation, they want to get these images out so that they can show that this wasn't a battleground. This was a massacre, as plainly as you can put it, David. And we continue to see more and more images as we continue to just walk through this community that was absolutely devastated.
And Nicole, we can see clearly you're embedded there with some of these frontline troops, a good company of them perhaps. Now, is that the defining, surrounding feature finally in this area? There are many, many IDF troops. Clearly, the army has arrived in all these areas now.
Yes, the army has arrived in all of these areas, but it's because they're still protecting many of these areas. As I said, there are still terrorists who are in the area. They're still actively patrolling. We've even seen some of the vehicles that these terrorists have used to infiltrate this area. They say don't get near the vehicles because it could still be booby-trapped. It could still explode. So while we're taking these images, we still have to stay away. And so it really is a very graphic scene where we're surrounded by death here. And so all of these soldiers are doing their best to protect us because, as I said, they want to show exactly what's happening here, David.